and you're not going for it, and you're willing to sit like a lump and just wait till you die, you suck. And realize that if you put your head down and just work for the next 10 years, no glamour, no new fucking car, suitcase, jewelry, trip, event, no Coachella, no fucking new fucking sneakers, like fucking work.
Because you go to school, you get a job to work for money, right?
That's the purpose of life, yeah.
Right. To be a slave for money.
Exactly.
And work for idiots like me.
That's the sauce. So today, it seems like there are so many voices from so many different directions, all telling you how much and how hard you should be working. Hustle culture, let's call it, tends to make you feel guilty. It tends to make you feel like if you're not constantly grinding, that you're falling behind. Or even worse, that you're doing something wrong. I don't know, maybe I'm making this video to make myself feel better about being average, which is most likely the case. But there's another part of me who would be super pumped if I could add a rational take on life to anybody who struggles feeling like they're behind in life because they're not flexing Gucci products, driving sick whips, or starting multiple businesses. Alright, so from what I've heard, most social media hustle entrepreneurs claim you should be working 24/7, no days off, no free time, just straight up hustle. Now I refuse to get TikTok because I say I'm too old for it, but really I'm afraid I'll like it. Anyway, from what I've seen from commentator videos like Cody Coe's, there's a lot of hustle media influencers on there that claim to want to help people. But in reality, it's just a way for them to flex their wealth on us peasants and or get unsuspecting people to pay for shit that won't even really make them successful. Now I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but in the United States it feels like there's this never-ending competition to have more stuff, to work more hours, to make more money. It feels like there's just this peer pressure in the air for young people to constantly be grinding without ever taking a break. It is like keeping up with the Joneses but on steroids. The constant search for more is even more flawed in my opinion, considering happiness and well-being peaks under 100,000 a year and goes down after that. APA citation in the description. So here's my alternative view to hustling in your 20s. This life I'm living, that we're all living, is just a temporary experience we seem to make such a big deal of. Something I think about quite often is how one day I'm going to be nothing more than a hobbled over old man looking back at my life. If I make it that long, of course. Anyway, I think if I was that old man, what would I want to look back on my life and see? Would I want to look back and see that I hustled non-stop through my 20s doing something that didn't even make me happy because society made me feel like I had to? Or would I want to look back and see that I had a balanced life where I took advantage of all that life had to offer, even if that meant dying with less money in the bank? It's really questions like these that I reflect on and use to determine how I want to live my life. Thinking about being that hobble over old man just makes me realize that the time is now. The time to have fun is now. The time to travel is now. The time to spend money is now. Like buddy, the entirety of what could very well be the prime of my life is unfolding right before my eyes. And to be honest, I don't want to spend the majority of my free time hustling for the sake of hustling. I want to spend the majority of my free time seeing new things, doing stuff I enjoy, and being surrounded by people I actually care about. Also, please don't misconstrue this video as some quit your job, follow your passion project, and travel the world type bullshit. For most people, we need jobs. It's how we survive. I'm talking about how we spend our free time outside of work. Do we fill it with more work or with stuff we actually enjoy? Alright, so at the end of the day, maybe it's just that money and status are just not that important to me. The price and sacrifice required to be truly great is just not worth it in my opinion. I don't know, maybe that is nothing more than justification for my laziness, which is entirely possible. But at the end of the day, I'm also just not interested in starting businesses or working 90 hours a week. It simply just doesn't interest me. I guess you could say I don't have what it takes to be extraordinary, and I'm alright with that. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna enjoy my life and the people around me while I'm here. When I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to look back at my life and realize that I worked the whole thing away. And for what? Some Instagram followers and an expensive car? Life is short, so you're straight fucked in the head if you're thinking about to spend the majority of it doing stuff I don't even like doing. So I've been thinking about how to end this video, and I'm just gonna sum up my thoughts like this. I think on a personal level, maybe many people can relate to, there's this expectation to be working non-stop so you can enjoy life later. Save now, prosper later type shit. But I've been thinking a lot about the best way to spend my time during the short stint I have here on Earth. and I've come to the conclusion that work, money, status, and the hustle required to attain those on a mass scale are just not that important to me. Instead, I think the best way I can spend my free time is doing things I actually enjoy, seeing the world, and even more importantly, being surrounded by friends, family, and good people in general. I genuinely don't think there's anything more useful or satisfying I could be doing with my time. So these buddies are telling me to just put my head down, grind, and do nothing else for the next 10 years? Nah, I'm good, bud. You got it.